Welcome back. It feels like artificial intelligence is everywhere nowadays. From robo-taxis to digital assistants on your phone, all kinds of products are being developed with the goal of hopefully making our lives easier. But just how much can we trust that technology? Joining us live today is David Yue, the founder of Accordance, a San Francisco startup working to disrupt the finance industry with AI. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Stephanie. Thanks for having me.
Of course, great to see you. So David, give us the elevator pitch here. Walk us through what your company does and the problem that you're working to solve.
Yeah, at Accordance, we actually have a very simple mission, and it's to empower every accounting professional and every tax professional in the world with the best AI-powered tools. And so what we do at Accordance is we build a lot of these AI-powered solutions, and we put that in the hands of real practicing professionals to give them more hours back in the day and make them more productive.
Got it. So your company, of course, caught the eye of some major brand name investors like Khosla Ventures, which invested in DoorDash and Instacart. You also have support from Sequoia, another big investor. They're known for Airbnb and NVIDIA. So clearly you have something interesting going on here with your product, but how do you ensure that your AI is generating accurate, dependable information to companies that are really managing a lot of people's money?
Yeah, we're very privileged to work with some of the greatest investors in the world. And we're also really privileged to work with some of the greatest talent and team in the world. So a lot of our team brings expertise from the AI research labs from Stanford and various other research institutions, and also from the tax and accounting professional domain. So we bring on professors and lawyers and tax lawyers who have that expertise, and we put that all together to build the most powerful technology tools. I think when you think about, hey, AI today is hallucinating or making up information, a lot of the work that we do from a technological perspective is built around how do we train AI models that are not just accurate and powerful, but also give the correct information and give the best optimal information for our customers and users.
So how do you ensure that that information is the best and the most optimal?
Yeah, a lot of that comes from the technology under the hood. So some of it is taking the best data, right? So one of the key things that you might know about AI is if you put in bad data, you get sort of bad outputs, right? So garbage in, garbage out. And so a lot of our work is built around taking some of the world's best data when it comes to the authoritative sources around tax and accounting, and then putting that into the right AI models, and then building the right verification mechanisms and some of the right tools around how do we actually check if the information is correct, and doing that level of technological innovation to be able to give accurate answers for our users.
And of course, tax season is coming up, right? So can you give us an example or a few examples, real use cases of how your software works to streamline processes for people who are in tax and accounting?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not allowed to give official tax advice, but one of the things that we do is we serve some of the biggest companies in the world, and we help a lot of the companies as they think about their strategy when it comes to how do we build the right tax strategy with, the regulatory atmosphere is constantly changing, the new administration across not just the federal level, but the state and the local levels are also constantly changing. And so a lot of the work that we build and the tools that we build is helping these companies adapt and being able to optimize a lot of their strategies when it comes to the constantly changing influx of regulations.
So perhaps you could give us an example of how, say, like an accountant at maybe one of the big four would utilize your software to help with their day-to-day process with working with clients.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing that's very top of mind today with this new administration is tariffs, right? Tariffs are constantly changing, and the new administration has established multiple different kinds of tariffs in different industries. And it's an evolving area where there's not a lot of concrete information, but there's also a lot of moving parts in making decisions. And so a lot of our customers and our professionals who use our tools use our Accordance platform to better understand how do I actually take a company's tax position or tax strategy and adapt it to the new laws that are coming out with the tariffs that are being in place.
Got it. So would love to get your thoughts on this too. Is there a possibility that AI could be used on the consumer level to help people with their personal finances as well? So for example, instead of hiring a tax professional, anyone could just turn to AI and have it plug in the numbers for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is one day the vision is In the same way that you have a phone in your pocket, right? Maybe you have a tax professional that exists in your pocket, and so everyone basically democratizing that access to real tax expertise and real accounting expertise that the average everyday person today doesn't get access to. And so I think the vision for that is definitely there. I think we're still early, and so a lot of our work today is figuring out how do we build the right technologies to first solve some of the most complex challenges in the business realm. And then once we can do that, we can figure out how do we bring that to really the rest of the people and consumer use cases.
Now, David, of course, I know you're in the finance AI vertical, but where do you see artificial intelligence going in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's hard to prognosticate sometimes on where technology is going to be. I think oftentimes people overestimate where technology will be 1 year from now, but underestimate where it will be 5 years from now. So I think that we will continue to see AI really bleed into every aspect of our daily lives and in all industries, right? In the same way that software, even 20 years ago, we see that not just from our consumer day lives, but from our business lives, and sort of in all of these different domains. We'll see the same thing happen with AI as well in all of the different industries.
All right, and just to wrap things up here, how is it operating a startup in San Francisco right now? In the early 2010s, we saw this boom of startups, of course, tech workers everywhere in the city, but a very different picture right now. So walk us through how things are going for you guys.
Yeah, I think being a founder and operating a startup is a real privilege. I think when I was in the Bay Area even 5 years ago, when COVID first started, and I was down at Stanford before I dropped out. And while we were there, I think we saw that really COVID has transformed a lot of San Francisco and the city. I think what we're getting to see in the most recent years that AI and a lot of the technological boom that's coming from AI is really picking up the city and bringing it back to what it was before. And so, yeah, it's really exciting there's no other better city than San Francisco to be building a startup.
All right, what a positive way to end it. Thank you so much, David Drift, for joining us, the founder of Accordance. We can't wait to hear from you when you reach that unicorn status.
Thanks, Stephanie.